Today's video is going to be a little different because I am going to answer some questions that I have received from you members of the tribe. I thought if one person has a question, maybe many more have the same question. And so this year, when I collect 4 to 5 questions, I'm going to do a video and just answer the questions. Consider this Q&A number 1 for 2023. Today's video is going to be about 4 questions that I have received. It has to do with where to buy grow bags or fabric bags, and then a question on bitter leaf cuttings, if I am selling them or where to buy them, and then ugu, that is the fruited pumpkin seeds and seedlings, where to buy them. And then the last question was a request for me to provide an update on the sweet potatoes that I was cultivating last year. All right, guys, about the grow bag or the fabric bag. As you guys know, container gardening is something that I highly encourage everybody to try out, especially those living in like an apartment or those that don't really have a big space for gardening. There's a lot you can grow in containers. You can grow peppers, you can grow garden eggs, you can grow things like the African spinach, that is greens, a 4 shoko, a 4 tete, stuff like that. You can grow in containers. And grow bags or fabric bags are a type of container made out of fabric. So it's extremely lightweight. This thing has handles. You can easily carry it from one spot to the other. And then at the end of the gardening season, you can get rid of the contents of the grow bag and then fold it and save it. So just some advantages of the grow bag. Now, where to buy the grow bag? I get mine from Amazon. Now, you can find almost anything on Amazon. And in my opinion, grow bags have become very affordable. You can get a pack of 6 to 12 sometimes for about $20. So it's extremely affordable. However, you're going to get what you pay for. If you're just starting with gardening, I am going to recommend that you get something that is quite affordable. And if you really like or you really get bitten by that gardening bug, then you can buy more durable ones subsequently. Now, like I said, you get what you pay for. If you get some that are very cheap, they may not last for more than 2-3 seasons because it starts to rip apart and then you have to throw it away. Just something to keep in mind. I think of grow bags as something disposable, so personally I wouldn't spend too much money on it. So Amazon is where to find grow bags. I'm going to put a link in the comment section, description box, sorry, and you can check it out if you want. The second question is about bitter leaf stems or bitter leaf cuttings. I have received so many questions about if I am selling them, and that is because I've been doing some videos about propagating bitter leaves here in the diaspora. I'm calling it the Bitter Leaf Project, and I am hoping to, I am gonna show you what it takes to grow a lot of bitter leaf, like step by step. So it's a whole project that I'm working on. Anyway, so I put up a video. You can check out the video. It's live on the channel. And I've been getting questions about whether I'm gonna sell the stems or where to buy the bitter leaf stems. The answer is yes. Eventually, I will sell the stems, but I really want to make sure that when you receive the stems, it has a very high chance of taking off. So I'm not gonna sell the stems in January because I know you cannot plant the stems outside yet. It's very cold. So I'm trying to multiply the stems, keep them alive so that when it's spring, I can offer them for sale. And I will do that right here on this channel because I want members of my tribe to at least have 1 or 2 stems of bitter leaf growing in their backyard. So I will offer the stems for sale here. So just stay tuned. As far as where to buy bitter leaf stems, I'm sure if you do a Google search, you might find some on Amazon or you might find other people selling, but I'm gonna tell you, I've heard that it's very expensive. I try to make it affordable because at the end of the day, my passion is just that you grow these these culturally meaningful vegetables in your own backyard. You get started with gardening. So I just try to make it very affordable. I've also been receiving a lot of questions about the fluted pumpkin, also known as ugu or okongobong in Cameroon, where to buy the seeds, if I'm gonna be selling the seeds, if I'm gonna be selling the seedlings. Okay, so guys, chances are I'm gonna be selling the seeds and the seedlings, but not yet. I'm still trying to lay hands on some. If I do, then I will offer them for sale right here on this channel again. That will probably be around early March, so that you can get them started and they will be ready to go in your garden in the spring. I would not want you to start them too early, especially if you have not done this before, because dealing with cold weather and ugu, not a good thing. Okay, again, if you do a Google search on where to buy ugu seeds, you might find some websites. I'm not going to call any names because I've run into trouble before. I've mentioned some names and people have bought, and then when it didn't work out, it became my problem. So I try not to mention sources. Just do a Google search. If you cannot wait for mine, do a Google search, and you might find some places that sell the seeds or the seedlings. Otherwise, wait for March. I will announce when I have the seeds right here on this channel. I hope that answers your question. And guys, oh my god, now let me give you updates on what happened to the sweet potatoes that I was experimenting with this year. Okay, so back in June I got some sweet potato slips, and these were like the sweet potatoes from Cameroon, like the African variety, not the yams that they sell over here. And I was so excited because when I planted those slips, they took off. Like, they literally took over my garden. It was everywhere. That thing was just growing so much and almost growing into my kitchen. Okay, that's how much the slips were growing. And I was like really excited and thinking that come November, because they say it takes like 6 months for the tubers to form, I'd harvest some sweet potatoes for Thanksgiving. But then it was November. I tried to dig the stems to see if there were any sweet potatoes. Guys, I'm here to check on my sweet potatoes. That's what we have, and today is December the 2nd. So let's see if there's anything in here. I planted the sweet potatoes pretty late, around June, from stem cuttings. So I don't know if anything has formed. I'm just curious. Okay, absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Is this just occupying space for no reason? Wow. Wow. Okay, this is just occupying space. I don't need it now. Not a single thing. Wow. Okay. There was nothing, not a single sweet potato, not a single tuber formed. Okay, so I had 2 beds of this thing, lots of greens, like the leaves were this huge and everywhere, but not a single tuber formed. Now, after doing some research, I found out that I was supposed to not let it crawl everywhere like that, because then the plant was focusing its energy on the leaves, on photosynthesis, instead of on forming the potato, the tubers. And so I was supposed to just, every time it tries to crawl, just bring it back to the bed or something like that, you know. But yeah, that's how that whole project ended. I did not harvest a single potato. I just ended up just uprooting everything, and hopefully I have some compost in the garden to show for it. That was the story. I don't think I'm gonna do sweet potatoes again. I don't think it's for small space gardening because it just takes over all of the space that I could have used to grow something else. So yeah, that's my sweet potato story. It was a massive, massive fail. And that's the end of our Q&A session for today. I hope I answered some of your questions. If you have more questions, make sure you leave the questions in the comment section below. This year, 2023, I promise to answer every single question that I receive on the channel. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your support. I do appreciate you. Until next time, grow a garden so you can grow health. Bye.